Welcome to the WRAL Daily Download. I'm Grace Holland. On Monday, the suspects at the center of an Amber Alert for a Siler City teen went before a judge. That was one of two Amber Alerts issued for teenage girls in our area last week. Both were found safe, and both cases have resulted in human trafficking charges. WRAL's Destinee Patterson was there as those suspects went before the judge. Destinee, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so, we talked, I said in the intro that this was one of two cases with Amber Alerts that we saw last week. What was the timeline of events that led to this Amber Alert being issued in this Siler City case?
So the family of this Siler City teen initially reported her missing on February 21st. So that was not last Friday, but the Friday before that. And then from there, the Siler City police, they tried to get an Amber Alert issued on her behalf, but actually they didn't meet all of the criteria. The police chief explained to me that they believed that she left on her own accord and didn't realize that there were adults involved initially. So once they got to that part of the investigation, then they went and requested another opportunity for an Amber Alert to be issued, and that second one actually went out, and that one went out late last week.
Okay. And where did investigators end up finding the teen once this investigation got going from there?
So they found the teen in Asheboro. That's about 30 minutes away from Siler City, and when they found her with a 23-year-old man.
Got it. And who are the men that are charged in this case, and what charges are they facing?
In this case, both Ronnie Suarez and Sal Ramirez Guevara are both charged, and they both are facing several charges. For Guevara, he is charged with first-degree kidnapping, human trafficking of a child, soliciting a child by computer, abduction of children, and the list goes on. When it comes to Suarez, he's facing a separate charge in Chatham County for statutory rape of a child younger than 15. And we learned today in court that in both cases, we're expecting even more charges to come against both of these suspects, and they could be from different areas.
Okay, let's take a quick break right there, and we'll be right back. Destinee, before the break, you were talking about the list of charges that these suspects are facing in this case. What played out in court on Monday, and what did it tell us about how prosecutors believe this abduction happened?
So the court session happened virtually. It was through a WebEx link. So both of the suspects are still in custody, and the judge denied both of them bond. That is also where I learned that both of these suspects came from other countries. And when it comes to Guevara, he is actually from El Salvador. He came to the U.S. and they actually deported him back in 2015. And now he is obviously back in the U.S. When it comes to Suarez, he is from Venezuela, and he actually still has ties to this area, though. According to the attorneys in court today, they say that he worked in Asheboro. His father lives in Siler City, but he actually had a warrant for removal from ICE agents. So in both of these cases, for both of these men, they are here in the U.S. but have ties to other countries. And I think that that is going to be very interesting as the rest of this plays out. And we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Also in court, they mentioned specifically when it comes to Suarez, he also has had charges in other states with very similar charges. We're talking kidnapping, assault. He has had charges out of Chicago, out of Colorado. So I asked the police chief if there was a possibility here, if this was part of a human trafficking ring, and he said that part of it is still under investigation. So we learned a lot today in court. I also got some court documents that gave us a little bit more information as to how they connected the teen to these suspects. And those court documents say that the teen was talking to Guevara via a cell phone. So they were communicating that way. And again, how the rest of that played out is still very close to the chest when it comes to law enforcement because it is still under investigation.
Right. And of course, like you said, so much still to develop there. We think there's the possibility of charges in other counties related to this case. What do we know are the next steps here?
So we know that they will have another court hearing that will be March 19th, and that court hearing will be for probable cause. And as I mentioned, we also are expecting more charges to come out of this incident. When I talked to the police chief, again, I asked him if there was a possibility that this was part of a larger ring. And so I will be very interested to see as things continue to unfold here, if that is the case, or if these were two actors independently.
Well, thank you so much, Destinee. We appreciate it, and we know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you for listening to the WRAL Daily Download. Another great way to get WRAL news is the Morning Briefing newsletter. It's a daily email with Triangle news, events, and headlines to help you get ready for the day. Sign up at WRAL.com/newsletter.